Here we have two granny squares. One is made the traditional way with a chain 4 and closing the circle off. The other is made with a magic ring magic circle. I can show you how to make both. Let's get to it. Today's tutorial is going to be two different granny squares. First one is going to be made with a magic ring or a magic circle. The second one is going to be made the traditional way, which is a chain 4 and then you link at the end. So if you want to learn how to do both, I will show you. For a magic ring, I wrap my yarn around my 2 fingers 3 times. I'm using a 4.0 hook, and what I do is I grab my hook and I grab the middle one. I pull it, and then I grab this piece of yarn here and I pull it through to secure it. Now I can pull it off, and here is my magic circle. From here, I chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I put 2 double crochets in here. Okay, so 1, 2, another one, go through 2 and go through 2. Now I chain 2, and then I go through and put 3 double crochets in. Now keep in mind, the first set of double crochets that we did, the chain of 3 is considered one of the double crochets. So you only do 2 additional double crochets in the first cluster. Okay, so here we go. We got 3 double crochets here. We're going to chain 2 again. We're going to put another 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, so now we have 1, 2, 3. We need one more corner to make it 4 corners, which is a granny square. So we're going to chain 2 again, and we're going to put another 3 double crochets. All right, so now we are at the end. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 clusters. So what we do now is you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and you're going to slip stitch it right into the top of the chain that you did in the previous cluster, the very first cluster. But first, let's close up this hole. Now, one of the benefits of a magic circle is you can close up the hole. So when you pull the string, the hole will close tight. Okay, so what we do now is we slip stitch. We slip stitch right into the top of the first chain here, okay? And we close it. And that is your first round of granny square using your magic circle. So now we will do a granny square with the traditional way. Okay, so now for the traditional way of doing a granny square, you make a slip knot, okay? And people make slip knots however they want. The way I make it, and I'll show you, is I wrap around here, and then I just pull through like so. And that's how I make my slip knot. Okay, so for this, you will chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you will go into the very first stitch and do a slip stitch. Okay, and you're going to connect it here. There you go. So now you will have this little hole right in here. And that is where you're going to put all of your clusters. So we go chain up 3, and then we're going to put our first double crochet in that hole. So it's going to be a little wonky at first because it's a small little hole that you got to put these double crochets in. So you have to just be patient with yourself and know that you're going to get it. Okay, so here's your first double crochet. Okay. And now it should get easier once you do that first one. Okay. Chain 2, another cluster of 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, another cluster of 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then we will do one more cluster because at this point we have 3 clusters, 1, 2, 3. So we need another cluster. We need 4 clusters of 3 double crochets to make a granny square. So we have 3 right now. Okay, chain 2, and we're going to slip stitch right in the top of our first chain. And that is going to be how you do the granny square the traditional way. So here you'll see we have 2 different ones. One is done with the magic circle and one is done with the chain 4 method. So now the next step in the granny square is to chain up and then move forward, okay? So I'm going to show you that because some people get caught up in that part of a granny square. So we chain up 3, okay? 3. Flip your work, and in this corner here, because this is a corner, you're going to put a cluster of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then a cluster of 3 double crochets. Now, you can chain 1 here and go into the next one. I do not do that. I do not like the big holes. And if you follow me, you know that I don't do that. I go directly into the next one and I just start the cluster. This is also a corner, so you will do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay. Okay, so now that we did this cluster, we will go directly into the next one. It is a corner as well, so we do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, and now we're in our last one. Last one, same thing, go straight in, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Let's move that out of the way. We'll sew that in at the end. Okay. Now we're getting to the end, and what we do here is we slip stitch. So you slip stitch into the top of the chain, and then you pull it through, and that is the second round. Okay, and again, this is the one where we did the chain 4 at the beginning, and this is the one where we did the magic circle. So that is the difference between the traditional way of chaining 4 and closing the circle off and the magic ring or magic circle. Also the difference between not chaining in between and chaining in between. So as always, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to like and follow me on YouTube.